Hi guys, welcome to the 5-day client attraction challenge. So today is day 1. I'm super excited because it's day 1 and some people might not have seen that it's in the Facebook group, although we've had like hundreds of new people join the Facebook group. I'm doing today live on my page. I'm going to share it into the group right now, so you're going to see that in there. So just bear with me. Hi, Vanessa. Thanks so much for joining. Guys, say hi as you come in. And I'm just going to go ahead and share this to my Facebook group. So just bear with me while people join in. So thank you for coming. Thank you for the hearts. It's been so cool meeting all the new people this week. So just say hi. At the end, I'm actually going to stay and answer some of your questions. So if you have any questions, go for it. Start sharing them now, and I will be coming back and answering them later. So let me just go ahead and share it. By the way, I'm doing a very special little promotion this week. So what I want to see from you guys is I want you to really take action on the information that I'm going to be sharing with you this week. This stuff is going to absolutely blow your mind. I'm going to be sharing with you practical and some spiritual techniques that are going to help you really stand out and start to attract the clients that you're meant to work with. And so, trying to multitask. Give me 1 second. And so that's why it's really, really important that you actually come, take action, and then at the end of the week, I'm going to be selecting the person who shows up the most. So if you show up every day, if you leave a comment or two every day saying hi, hello, asking questions, and then letting me know what you're going to do to take action so you can attract your dream clients, I'm going to be going through and I'm going to see who's taking the most action, who's putting themselves out there, who is doing the work, spreading their purpose, going after their goals, and whoever that is, you're going to be selected for a one-on-one session with me. So we'll really deep dive into figuring out if you have any limiting beliefs, any limiting decisions that are holding you back, we'll get rid of those. If you have any goals, we'll help you figure those out, put them in your timeline, help you make them happen. And if you have any questions for me on how I build my business, you will have an hour with me to ask me anything. So it's going to be really freaking cool. So hi, oh my God, I'm seeing so many people in here. So first off, guys, let me all know that you can hear me. Also, it would be a huge, amazing thing for me if you could just hop into the Yes Muses Facebook group and let me know that you can see it there in the Facebook group, because I want to make sure that it gets shared on both pages. And then once that is done, we will get right into it. So I'm going to give people a few more minutes to join in, say hello. I'm super excited. Today we're going to be talking about, okay, I can see that I shared it. Perfect. Today we're going to be talking about helping you find your value. We're going to be talking about practical strategies to help you find your value, which you will later take that and turn it into something that helps you make money from doing what you love, which is absolutely amazing. And we're also going to be talking about some energetic principles and quantum principles. Okay, so that thing that you've always wanted to do and you don't know why you really want to do it, but you're really passionate about it, there's a specific reason for that, and we're going to talk about what that reason is. So let's say hi. Thanks so much for being so awesome. Hi Vanessa, hi Sandy, hi Shauna, hi Carmen, hi Chudney, hopefully I said that right. Hi Maggie, hi Denise, hi Sadie, hi Maya, hi Nakwali. Let me know if I also pronounced that right, and my apologies if I'm not saying it properly. So let me open up my notes. Guys, I have notes for you. Like, this is going to be really freaking good. So how would you like to know if you can really follow your heart, do what you're meant to do, and attract the people that you're meant to work with? So that means figuring out whatever it is that you like to do and turning that into a business so you can start doing what you love from home, from across the world, while you're traveling, making more money than you ever thought possible. How would you also love to become a leader for your clients so that people are looking up to you? People are naturally just seeking you out and following you on social media. People are asking you to be on their podcast, and then people are hearing that and reaching out, wanting to work with you. How amazing would that feel? And how would it really feel for you to tap into your natural gifts, tap into the thing that you do effortlessly, and find out how really valuable you are and how you can actually turn that into a business? That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So if you're watching this, by the way, and you're not getting the emails, head to yessupply.co/client challenge so you can sign up and make sure that you're getting the emails every day before we get into it so you don't miss anything. And I'm going to be doing a recap. I'm going to be doing a recap of what I talked about and also sending you your homework so you can hop right into it. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm Reese, obviously. I'm a master life and success coach, NLP practitioner, EFT practitioner, and clinical hypnotherapist. And I have been so lucky to be able to grow my business. In the first year of my business, I was doing retreats in Bali and LA, traveling the world. I got to speak at the Girl Boss Rally, did other really cool paid speaking engagements, had 5-figure brand deals, grew my Instagram following to 30,000 people, and have been able to help thousands of people across the world. Some of my first clients were in Korea and Australia and Europe and the US, and we live in the best time in the world to start our own businesses. I know when the first time I started a business when I was 20, I had to upload a website with Dreamweaver and it was so confusing and crazy. Now everything you need is plug and play, guys. Believe me, it has never been easier to get yourself out there, to grow a following, to share your message, to make money, just being yourself, right? And it doesn't have to be hard. I think a lot of times we make it hard. I'm going to be talking to you today about some strategies that you can do, and I'm actually going to be sharing with you a really cool NLP strategy that's going to make it easier for you to feel really good about the work that you're doing and stay really motivated. But it doesn't have to be hard. Sometimes when we're making it hard and we're struggling and we're frustrating and we're waiting years to start our business, it's just because we're overthinking it and we're getting in our own way. And I can totally relate to that. I've totally overthought things and got in my own way too. So a few years ago, I was working in retail. I was folding sweaters. I felt completely sick of what I was doing. There was days where I was crying on my way to work because I was there has to be more for me, right? And even after that, I found a 9-to-5 job that wasn't bad, but it just didn't quite feel right. Have you felt like that before? Give me some hearts or leave a comment if you felt like that before, where you're working in a job or maybe you even have your own business and you're just doing something, you're this just doesn't feel right. I feel like I should be doing so much more. Okay, so I felt like that. And I remember one particularly tough day, I was I've had enough of this. And I just realized that if I kept going the next little bit, doing the same thing that I was doing, the next 5 years were going to look exactly like how the previous 5 years of my life looked. I realized if I kept doing the same thing, waking up at the same time, going through the same motions, hanging out with the same friends, giving myself the same excuses, the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years of my life were going to look the same as today. And I did not want to do that anymore. And so I decided I need to change. If I want my life to change, I need to change. I had this epiphany moment where I realized that if I wanted my life to change on the outside, I had to change on the inside. And that's when I started journaling and really figuring out what I wanted to do and starting to do things that were scary for me. And it's so funny because doing the things that were scary for me back then, like writing and sharing a blog post, now those things come naturally to me. And I want you guys to realize that that thing that seems scary right now, putting up your blog for the first time, sharing something, doing a live stream, that stuff that seems scary right now, soon, after you do it a couple of times, it's going to be second nature to you. Soon you'll be able to hop up on a live stream, speak in front of a stage, and it will be so natural to you. Guys, I used to be afraid to talk in front of a group of 4 people. I used to be afraid to raise my hand in a meeting at work to say what my idea is. And in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be speaking in front of 3,000 people, and I don't feel nervous at all. And I'm saying that to you because anything that you want for yourself is possible for you. I'm going to show you why that happens, but anything that you want for yourself, even if it feels way out of your reach, even if you don't see yourself being able to do that right now, believe me, when you start a business, when you go after the life of your dreams, you go through an identity shift. I am not the same person that I was a few years ago when I was folding sweaters. You go through an identity shift, and because of that, those things become really, really easy. And so back then, I got way out of my comfort zone. I did something I had never done before. I did something that really scared me. I started a blog. And guess what? That led me into personal development. That led me into people interviewing me. That led me into someone who interviewed me. It led me into their Facebook group where I saw all these coaches who were like, I'm making 10K a month. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I started researching and I was like, what is this coaching? And I realized because I did things different, even if I didn't know what I was doing at first, because I did things different, I entered into a world that was completely different than my previous life. And now that you're here and you're watching this, I want to let you know that you are now in that world. If I went back and talked to the majority of people who worked at that old retail job, they would have no idea how to start an online business. They would have no idea that you could make money online. They would have no idea that you could get paid to talk to people about the things that you love to talk about anyway. Like, the fact that you're here watching this is not a mistake. You are in a completely different world because I don't know exactly what you've been doing, but you've been doing your part. You've been thinking differently. You've been asking questions. You've been researching. You've been putting yourself out there. You've been maybe coming home from work and turning off the TV and starting to do research. You've been reading blog posts. I don't know exactly what it is that you did, but you did something that raised your energetic frequency to a higher level of freedom, to a higher level of you getting closer to your higher self. And that's why you've come into this world where you see more opportunities, you see a potential for a life that's different than the life that you were previously living. And so that exact same thing happened to me, where I was like, oh my God, I can get paid to talk to people about what I love to talk about and travel and have freedom and wake up when I want and work when I want. Like, yes, this is what I was asking for. Okay, so the reason why I want you to understand this, there's a reason why you are here today, the reason why you're meant to be here, is because the universe doesn't make mistakes. Everything happens for a reason. If what I'm saying right now resonates with you, it's because you're meant to be here. You attract the energy that you are. And you're going to learn more about that. You're going to attract the type of clients who reflect who you are too, which is why you want to be on your best game, because you want to attract those clients who love you and appreciate you and value you and pay you your worth, pay you your 5K, your 10K, or whatever your rates are, right? You want to be at your best, and then you will attract only the best. And so you've been searching for the answers, and that's why I was inspired today to give the answers. Okay, so I want to get a little bit into laws of the universe. I want to get a little bit into quantum physics. And so one really cool thing that I've learned is that just say you're in Canada. I'm in Canada right now. And just say someone is in like LA, right? And that person in LA, they're like looking for answers. They're wondering, I want to start a coaching business. I don't know how, but I really want to do it. I'm here in Toronto getting inspired to create that content, okay? The reason that that's happening is because you don't actually have to be physically, verbally communicating with somebody else with a different bit of energy for them to connect. There are, you should really read the book E Squared by Pam Grout. She's done so many really cool exercises and what are they called? Experiments showing that energy in one place affects energy in another place. Even though you don't understand why, it's like radio signals being kind of sent out from your head. Maybe you're trying to attract a client. Maybe you're trying to attract more money. It's kind of like when you pick up the phone to call a friend and they're already like calling you and you're like, oh, that's so weird. I was just thinking about you. Your energy expands so much further out of your body than you even realize. And whatever energy you're resonating at, that's exactly what you're going to attract into your life. And I'm going to show you how this all fits into you following your passion, you finding your worth, and you doing what it is that you're meant to do. Okay, so the only reason why we see separation, the only reason why you think that my body is different than you is just because there's a lack in our five senses, is just because that's all that our eyes and hands and ears and blah, blah, blah can understand. Okay, but we are all one, right? And so when there's someone out, like just say the thing that you're meant to do is create networking events. You're really, really good at bringing people together. You're really, really good at introducing people. the reason why you're passionate about turning that into a business, the reason why you're passionate about exchanging your energy for money about that is because there's somebody out there wishing, hoping, oh my God, I wish that I could go to a networking event. I wish that there was someone who understood me. I wish that there was an answer to the problem that I have. That's why that is happening. So if right now you're watching this and you have a desire to create a certain type of business, a desire to solve a certain type of problem, the desire to maybe you transform something in your life or you learn something really amazing and you want to teach other people how to do that, the reason why you have that is because there are people out there that need it. And energetically, collectively, they're telling the collective conscious, I need this, I want this. They're desiring to have it, and that's why you're desiring to make it. So trust in that process. When your heart says, I really want to do this, that's why you want it, because there's someone energetically who needs it. And it's so funny because it's even bringing me back to like what's happening right now. Half the stuff that I'm saying, that's just buried deep inside of my subconscious. Some of it feels like I'm channeling. Some of it feels like I'm meant to say it to somebody who is here watching today. By the way, if this is resonating with you, drop me some hearts, leave some comments, let me know what you're feeling, let me know if you have questions, let me know if you felt this before. I want to see. I'm so excited to go back. I'm like looking at my notes right now, but I am so excited to go back after and look at all your notes. And let me just see. Okay, good. You guys are here. I'm like, let me just make sure that it's still working, because sometimes tech glitches, right? But the reason why I'm here, the reason why I'm channeling this, the reason why it's coming through me so easily is because this is what I'm meant to do. The thing that I am meant to do is help people figure out the thing that they're meant to do. I've just figured that out about myself. That's just my thing. That's what I'm really good at. I can literally, it's like hard for me to get into an Uber without asking my Uber driver, like, what is your purpose? I remember like my old friends who like didn't really get it. I would want to be talking about like, what are your goals? Like, what are you working on? And people are like, I don't want to talk about that, right? And that's why the energetic balance wasn't there. That's why this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And that same thing works for you. Now, how this also works, being in the energy that you want to attract, is because this is how it's so easy to make money. Okay, this is how it's so easy to make money, because whatever energy you are, you attract, right? And so if you go out of your way to start making other people's lives better, right? So you use your natural gifts. Maybe your natural gift is being a health coach and helping coach people into shape and into health. Maybe your natural gift is you overcame some sort of health issue using like essential oils and natural remedies, and you know this really cool thing that, you know, there's other people out there that are going for doctor to doctor to try to solve, and you're like, all you need is like strawberry essential oil or whatever. Like, that's your thing, that's what you're meant to share. Or maybe you are really good at, whenever your friends are in a crappy time in their life, they're having a really bad relationship, someone isn't treating them right or whatever, you're really, really good at analyzing the problem from afar, seeing what the issue in the relationship is, and coaching those two friends back into a perfect relationship. Or maybe you're that honest person who's like, you need to leave him, he is a waste of time. I don't know what it is, but you probably know what that is, that thing that just comes so naturally to you. I know for me that before I even started this, whenever I would go to a party, for example, I was always that person who was just chatting to one person. I wasn't like the life of the party in the middle of it. I was like chatting to one person about like, what are your goals? Where do you want to go? What are your current resources? How do you get out of that, right? That was just the thing that came so naturally to me. Okay. And for you, when you figure out what that is, when you give, and this is talking about the energy, when you give your energy to help people make their lives better, to help them feel better, to help them become richer, to help them make more money, to help them experience more joy, more success, fulfill their desires, when you put that energy out, it is law that you will get that back. Okay, so when you put that energy out to help other people to make their life better, it is law that you will get that back. right? It's literally one of the laws of the universe, right? So what you want to do when you're first starting your business or your online brand is really focus on putting out that positive energy. A lot of people say give value, right? Give value, give inspiration. It's really you putting out that positive energy, you raising your vibration so that you literally have raised your frequency so you can attract things that much faster. And that's why my business was able to grow so fast. Before I even knew what coaching was, I was really focused on just making Yes Supply amazing, making it a real great place for value. And I was just giving and giving and giving. And then so as soon as I opened myself up to receiving by offering a product, I like literally opened the floodgates of attracting clients, and I made like $20,000 in my first 2 months after I quit my job. Like that's what happens. And there was a delay, right? I was giving lots of value. I was building my email list, but I didn't really know what to sell. And then as soon as I opened myself up to receiving, that came back. Okay, so at the very beginning, just figure out what is that thing that's fun for me to give? What is that thing that's easy for me to create? And just focus on giving. Because if you desire to create and you desire to give and you desire to show up as an influencer in a certain place, there is someone out there that is desiring to receive, okay? It's like we're all like one part of one big like organism, and we're all sort of working together. So whatever you wish to get to, if you wish for your life to get better, if you wish for your life to get easier, if you wish for yourself to make more money, help others achieve that end goal. Be a person of increase, right? Increase other people and you will see your life increase as well, okay? So that is part of how you really own your value. So if you're sitting here wondering like, okay, I want to give something away. I want to help people. I want to really leave a legacy. I want to have a purposeful life, but I just don't know what that is. A really great place to start is asking yourself, okay, what is it that I like to do? Don't worry yet so much about, well, have I seen anyone making money off this yet? Or have I seen any other coaches doing this yet? Or any other service-based business owners yet? Don't worry about that yet, because when you just focus on what is it that you are meant to give, the ideas will come so much faster. Okay, so I want you to ask yourself, what is it that I like to do? What comes naturally to me? If you have a journal or a notebook, write that down. And it could be a long, long, long list, okay? But really figure out what is it that I like to do. And so I realized for me that I really like to learn more about personal development and law of attraction and all of this stuff. And I like to share it with the people who are close to me. At the time, I didn't really feel like many people around me actually cared, but that's what I wanted to do. That's what I like to do. I liked empowering people to see themselves in their highest potential. And so I want you to ask yourself, what is that for you? And once you figure that out, ask yourself, okay, now how is this going to add value, right? Because that's where the exchange will happen. Like I said, whatever energy you put out, you're going to get back. Well, guess what? Energy is money and money is energy. It's no more than that. A lot of people have a lot of negative feelings around money, like, oh my gosh, money is the root of all evil, blah, blah, blah. That is all just negative programming from when we're kids and we're growing up in school, when our parents are saying like, I can't afford that. That is not real. All money is a tool. Right? Doesn't money buy you food? Doesn't it buy you the clothes that you want? Isn't life a little bit easier when you don't have to worry about paying your bills and you know you can just go out and just spend whatever you need to get by? It's because money is a tool, just like my microphone here is a tool, and just like my webcam right there is a tool. I never say my webcam is the root of all evil. Yet I had to pay a lot of money for my webcam, and the people who built it had to get paid as well, right? So it's literally just a tool to help get things done. And the sooner that you can just see it as that, and you can just appreciate it and you can just love it for what it is, something that helps you travel or helps you do what you love or helps you create freedom or helps you get your webcam or your microphone, the sooner you can just see it for what it is, the sooner it will come into your life. I've had actually a really interesting 2 weeks because I'm really into like law of attraction. I was always thinking like in order to attract money, I had to attract it through a client or I had to attract it through selling a course. And then one day I got this really cool little like ping of inspiration of I'm going to Google manifesting out of thin air. And so I started Googling manifesting out of thin air, and I was like, I'm going to start manifesting money out of thin air. And boom, like that, money just started popping up. Like someone offered to write me a check. It's like a long story, but I also found like probably hundreds of dollars. I found it in a wallet though, so I returned it. And then I had to tweak my, what's it called? I had to tweak my ask to the universe of, okay, I want to attract money out of thin air, but I want to attract money that I feel good about, right? Not just finding a wallet, which don't worry, I returned it. And then after that, as soon as I tweaked my manifestation of I want to attract money that I feel good about, I started selling courses on my website that like I wasn't even promoting. Like literally just money just started popping up out of the blue, like random. Oh, someone else sent me like $350 for something that I lost. Like just crazy cool things. I told one of my clients about it. She messaged me and she's like, oh, my job just randomly paid me $900. I don't know what it's for. So now I'm going on a huge tangent, but whatever, it's energy is money, money is energy, and whatever you demand of it, if you say money comes to me easily, I attract money out of thin air, I attract money through incredible clients who love me and appreciate me. If you are confident about it and your entire being, your conscious and your subconscious mind is in alignment, you will see that show up. Okay. Perfect. You got Tracy Taka says my mind is being blown. Yeah, guys, I like literally took out like I can't tell you all my secrets because I got a lot of them, but I'm giving you like my best shit, and we're not even done yet. So I'm gonna read a couple of the comments. Tracy Taka says my mind is being blown. I had a conversation with my 19-year-old cousin about sharing value on his Instagram instead of just showing his outfit. Yeah, gotta start them young. Oh my god, I love that little 19-year-old. Influencers, little 19-year-old entrepreneurs. So guys, leave me some comments if I'm on the right track. Leave me some hearts if you are liking this. By the way, I'm also sharing this on my public page, on my Yes Supply page. I would love and appreciate it so much if you could just hit the share button and just share, even if you want to delete it after. But a lot of the time people will be able to find this. And like I said before, if you're watching this, you're here for a reason. And you might just share this with someone who really needs to hear that they can turn their gifts into a business. They really need to hear their value. They really need to learn some really cool manifesting secrets. And like I said before, it's not about keeping it to yourself. It's whatever energy you put out, you get back. So if you're sharing, if you're giving this to more people, if you're trying to share the wealth and help other people raise your vibration, that's going to come right back to you. So I'd really appreciate if you help me share this. That would make me super happy. So I'm just going to keep going. Amazing. So results come when you put in the energy, okay? This is also gonna align to how successful your business is. The results come when you put in the energy, okay? And not just energy like work, 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 like the Rihanna song, but also feeling good about it, feeling excited about it. When you're about to do a webinar or a live stream in your business, instead of being like, oh my gosh, I have to do this because like my marketing coach told me to, get excited. Literally right before my live today, I was looking out my window, my little place that I always look when I speak to the universe, and I said, thank you, universe, that I get to teach women today. Thank you, universe, that I get to inspire someone today. Thank you, universe, that I get to show someone something that they might not already know. Thank you, universe, that I get to show women their value today. I'm so grateful for you right now if you're here watching. I'm so grateful for you right now if you're watching on the replay. Like, I feel so blessed that I get to just share from my soul and just channel information and share it with you guys and watch you guys change your lives, right? And it's the exact same for you. So the results come when you put in that positive, grateful, joyful, loving energy, and that's exactly what you get back. And that's also part of the reason why whoever shows up, whoever comments on every single live this week, I'm going live today at 6, obviously, and then at 8 p.m. Eastern time, which is 5 p.m. PST every other day of the week. Whoever shows up, you comment as much as you can, you tell me what you're working on, you share it, you bring other people in, that person is going to get a one-on-one session with me, because if you are showing up for yourself like that and you are showing up for your purpose and showing up for your business like that, I cannot wait to help you get to the next level. Like, you are my type of woman, okay? So asking yourself, like I was saying before, what is the value that you and only you can add to the world? Like I was saying before, if you are energetically being pulled to create a transformation, to help people solve their problem, to help people get some sort of outcome, there is a reason even further beyond what you even know. And so when you're feeling that energetic pull, follow it, okay? And when you follow it, do what feels good to you. At first, you might not know how you're going to get to that end result you want. You might not know how you're going to fulfill your desire. But what you only have to focus on, you only have to visualize is the end goal that you want to create. The universe will focus on the how, okay? So when I first started Gas Supply, I had this vision of I wanted to empower women, and I wanted to have this really cool online platform that inspired them and that people would come and read to figure out how to find their passion and purpose and create their yes in life. And I didn't know how the heck I was going to do it. I didn't know anything about building a blog, but I said, I'm going to follow what feels good. And what felt good to me was to just start creating, right? We are all naturally creators. As humans, we're all creators. We go crazy if we just sit on the couch. We go crazy if we just look at what everyone else is doing. Like, think about how bad you feel if you spend a whole afternoon on Instagram, right? We're not supposed to just take in information. We're also supposed to go out there and create. So how can you sort of block out the rest of the world for the afternoon or the evening and just sit there and think, if I could have anything that I wanted, if I could ask for anything that I wanted, and I knew the answer was going to be yes, what would I ask for? And whatever pops into your mind as that first step to take, that first little bit of inspiration, follow that. For me, it was starting a blog. And then once I had a blog, it was like talking about it. That scared me so much. I remember telling my first friend that I was starting a blog, and I was shaking. I was so afraid. And she ended up being super supportive. And then people at work found out about it, and it's so funny how things sort of line up, because one of the people at that old job that I had, when he found out about it, I actually didn't know, but he was interested in like online businesses, and he was a graphic designer, and he helped me with some techie stuff that I never would have been able to figure out on my own. And me, I was trying to get out of my own way and get out of my own head, because I was never good at accepting help. I was always blocking compliments. If someone ever said, "Oh, you look great today," I'd be like, no, I don't. I look like shit, blah, 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 right? I was always blocking good things from myself. A lot of women do that. We keep ourselves small. But as soon as I stopped blocking myself from things that were good, and when someone said, "I want to help you," I said, "Sure, you can help me." And if someone said, "I want to give you this to help you get further along," I'd be like, "Yes, thank you." Like, instead of blocking the good things, I want you to start to get open to receiving. Okay, that's a huge part of it. Get open to receiving. If someone wants to help you, someone wants to share your blog post, or someone wants to tell you how great you're doing, say thank you, right? Put yourself in that energy of gratitude, and you'll become a major super attractor for better things to come into your life, okay? So figure out, what are you natural at doing, right? Like I said before, I've helped women who are natural connectors and networkers start networking businesses. I've helped women who are great at copywriting and marketing to start their own copywriting and marketing businesses. One of my awesome past clients, I don't know if she's on the call right now, but her name is Sarah. She was like so multi-talented. I think a lot of us are so multi-talented, and we helped her take all of the different things that she was good at and put it into a really incredible package. And on her first sales call, she closed a $4,000 client. I was like, oh my gosh. So literally anything is possible for you when you just really figure out, how is it that I can help people? How is it that I can transform their lives and help them create that outcome that they want, okay? So now that you've kind of figured out, okay, I'm getting a feel for what I think I'm good at, right? I kind of have an idea of how I can help people. What I want you to really realize, now we're going to get into actually how to make money from your natural gifts, or how to make money from your spiritual gifts, okay? I know this is like the pretty important stuff. So one big thing that I want you to realize is that people don't buy a product, they buy a transformation. Holy crap, I'm looking and there's 62 comments. It's a lot. So people do not buy a product, they buy a transformation. Thanks, Ashley, for sharing. Oh my God, 12 shares. Oh my God, I love you guys. You guys make me feel so good. Oh, I love you so much. That makes me so happy. You guys are just the freaking best. Okay. let me just whip back and say, I love you guys so much. I just love women supporting women. I like literally share all my friends' stuff all the time. I'm like, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. All right, let's keep going. So people do not buy a transformation. No, people do not buy a product. They buy a transformation, okay? So let's just say you're a health coach and you have that knowledge that can help someone lose 10 pounds. Let's just pretend it's that. If you decide to put that knowledge into a book, or you decide to put that knowledge into a course, or you decide to put that knowledge into a coaching program, it doesn't matter what it is, because people don't buy. If I buy a book, I don't buy 500 pieces of paper. If I buy a course, I don't buy 8 videos. If I buy a coaching program, I don't buy just like 8 hours talking on the phone. No, when I buy something, I buy a transformation, okay? I'm at the before and I'm buying the after, right? Just say it's the weight loss coach, and not saying anyone needs to lose weight. You guys are all beautiful and perfect. But if I'm, looking to lose that last 10 pounds, I'm at 150 and I'm buying that 140, right? Just say you're a business coach, right? And you can help people get their blogs up and running. The before is, I don't have a blog. The after is, I have a beautiful blog that people are reading. I'm buying that transformation. I'm not buying 8 hours, talking to you on the phone. I hope that makes sense. So whatever it is that you decide to offer, whatever it is your genius, whatever it is that you do to transform your people's lives, remember that when you're marketing it, when you're talking about it, when you're sharing the incredible value that you have to give, you're not selling the 500 pages that are in your ebook. No one wants to read 500 pages. You're not selling the 8 video modules. No one wants to sit in front of a video for 8 hours. You are selling that new life that they'll have. You're selling that new person that they will become after they work with you, okay? So give me some hearts if you agree with that. If this is all starting to make sense right now, then I want you to share, what is the transformation that you're going to help people with, right? Are you going to help people start learning how to make money from their gifts, right? Are you going to help people start to commit to their health goals? Are you going to help people who are having hormone imbalance, get their hormones balanced with natural remedies? What is the before state and what is the after? Now, the beautiful thing is, if you're in the coaching industry, coaching is pretty much an unregulated field. There are a lot of different associations and federations and all this stuff set up, but at the end of the day, a coach's best stamp of approval is your clients' transformations, your clients' testimonials. That is the proof that you're good, right? It doesn't really matter if you have the coaching certification from the best coaching certification out there if you can't get people the results, right? I wish it was more like that in the real world, right? Because we look at doctors who went to like Harvard and we assume that they're better, but how do we know that they didn't drink the whole time and then just like pay off their teacher to pass them, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. But anyway, people buy the transformation. So we're going to talk about this more this week. We're going to talk about it on day 3, so that's Wednesday. We're going to talk about how to take all your gifts and package it up into a high ticket coaching program. So make sure to be here on Wednesday and pop in the group and let me know what you guys are working through, because in that way, when I do my live, I can actually use you guys as examples and really help coach you through to that transformation. But just remember, the people who you're going to help, they're at a before, and you're going to help take them to an after. And the beautiful thing as a coach is, a lot of the time, your own journey or the people that you've helped before are the perfect example of how you can transform other people's lives, right? And so a lot of the time when I work with my one-on-one clients, I'm helping them go from having a gift, having a purpose, but not knowing quite what to do. And the after is having a perfectly set up business where they know what their product is and they're able to put it into the world and sell their packages. The before is confused, wanting to do more, wanting to make money and not knowing how. The after is knowing how to make money from their gifts, having a freedom-filled business, having a beautiful brand, growing their online following, okay? That's the before and the after. What is the before and after for you? I know I'm just like going over this and going over this again, but I want you to really understand that it's about the transformation, okay? It's about where you're taking people through, all right? Also, a really cool little side tip to know about online business. So you can do pretty much anything and be successful. There are successful coaches and membership sites that help people with like gardening and fishing and like truck driving and passing the SAT. You can do anything and be successful, okay? So I don't want this little point to limit you, but one thing that I do want you to know is that the majority, or at least this is what I know from the stuff that I've learned, is that the majority of people online who are spending money, they are spending money on learning how to make more money. They're spending money on either weight loss, losing weight, or just looking better in general, or they're spending money on relationships. So they're spending money on learning how to find love, how to find that partner, how to maybe increase who they are so that they can attract that person that they want into their life. So yes, you can be successful at anything and everything, and I want you to know that, but the majority of people are spending money online to learn how to make more money, learn how to look better, and learn how to get a partner. So if one of the things that you're thinking about aligns to one of those, know that you're probably gonna be able to find people to help, okay? Because that's where most of the people are spending their money. Now, I totally get it if you are kind of multi-passionate. I'm the same way. I do what I do online. I love talking about spirituality. I love helping people find their purpose and passion and package it up and turn it into their business. And that just makes my heart sing. But I also love health and fitness. And I also love eating healthy, right? And so when I started my blog, I followed what felt good. I had blog posts on yoga and I had blog posts on my cleanse that I did. I had blog posts on everything. And then what I found was that the more content I created, I was really veering towards what I'm doing now. And a lot more people were following me on that. And that's okay, right? Because sometimes we overwhelm ourselves. We think, well, I'm good at yoga and I'm good at spirituality and I'm good at swimming and I'm good at cooking and I'm good at like marketing and I can do Facebook ads. So I'm gonna start a business where I make people to fall in love while running their Facebook ads, and I cook them dinner and deliver it to their house and do a photo shoot for them after. No, right? We kind of want to do that because we're like, oh, but I'm good at it all. And most of the women I attract and end up working with are really good at everything that they do, to a point that it's like a problem because you're so good at everything that you do. So what I want you to realize is that just because you're good at it, it doesn't mean that you have to turn it into a business. So when you're thinking about like, how do I actually, start making money online, take one from like all of those different passions that you have and then figure out which one is the one that I want to monetize. And it's okay to be good at other things and have that as your hobby. So for me, going to the gym and eating healthy and going to yoga and all that stuff, that's like my hobby, right? When I was in Bali and Nicaragua last year, like me and my fiance went surfing, but I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to start a surfing blog. Like, no, it's okay to have passions and it's okay to have hobbies. And honestly, I think it's so much better when you have those things that you just do from a place of joy and a place of love and not necessarily need to make money off of. And that way you can get laser focused, achieve mastery in whatever the thing is that you want to achieve mastery in, and learn how to just grow that, because you can be super successful just having like one or two amazing products. You do not have to overwhelm yourself. You do not have to try and do it all. Let me know if that resonates with you, because I know that that is a big thing that a lot of people deal with. And I'm just gonna sip my tea. I like overfilled my tea on my way upstairs, so I don't know if I spilled any of it. It's not too bad. All right, cool. Last thing that I want you to know, so we were talking, or it's not the last thing, I lied, but one of the last things that I want you to know is that in terms of the transformation that you're going to help people create, right? So you know how we talked about you're going to figure out that thing that you're really good at and you're going to help people create a transformation. One huge thing, there are two things that motivate every single human being on this earth. And so when you are packaging up your knowledge, you're packaging up your skill, you're packaging up that thing that you're really freaking good at, and you're selling it, you're putting it out there into the world, I want you to know there's only two things that motivate every single person. And if you can touch on that in your marketing and your promotions, you are going to be good to go. Two things that motivate people. So people are always moving, towards pleasure. Okay, one of the things that people are always moving towards is pleasure. So when you think about that transformation that you create, think about, okay, what is the pleasurable part of this? What is the good part of that, right? So if you're helping people, start a business, what is the pleasure out of that? Is that freedom? Is it more time with your family? Is it being able to go shop at Louis Vuitton? What is that pleasure, right? Because that is what's going to motivate people to take action to work with you. All right, the second thing that motivates everyone is away from pain, right? So people are always moving towards pleasure or they're moving away from pain. Meaning, again, in that exact same example that I just told you about helping people make money online, people are moving away from the pain. So maybe they're moving away from that boss that they hate, or away from having to wake up at 6 a.m. and get in the car and drive for 2 hours, or away from being torn away from their kids, or away from making less money than they feel like they're worth, right? People are always moving away from pain and towards pleasure. If you're in the health or fitness, for example, people are moving towards pleasure. So maybe it's more energy. It's looking better in that pair of jeans that you love. It's feeling great, whatever that is. It's looking amazing and getting more dates or whatever it is. And then away from the pain. It's away from feeling lethargic, away from feeling negative when you look in the mirror, away from all the negative emotions that come from being out of shape and not having great health. Okay, so that's a really great thing to write down. Okay, I know what I'm good at. I know what the transformation is that I'm going to help people with. And how am I going to help the clients that I serve move towards pleasure, towards the thing that they want, and away from pain, okay? So write that down, get it in a notebook, look at it, really understand that. Use as many emotional words as you can, right? People, we don't really think in words, we think in pictures. So when you think about that pleasure that you're going to help that client create, or that pain that you're going to help them move away from, what is that picture? What does that look like? Is that a vacation by the beach? Is that waking up at 6 a.m. and seeing the sunrise on their way to the gym? What is that picture that you're going to help them create in their mind? That is essential. So you really want to get intimate and you really want to understand and know what that is. If you know what that is, if you know what the pain you're going to help people get away from, or the pleasure you're going to help people get towards, put that in the comments. Let me know what that is. And hey, when you write that, you might even just find your next client in the comment. Like you might write, oh, I'm going to help people get away from that. There's going to be someone reading it being like, oh my God, can you help me? I need that, right? So do that. Again, guys, if you're watching this and you have not shared yet, hit that share button. I would love to help more people see this. I'm literally sharing all my best stuff that I can do for the topic of today 1, which is all about, what's our topic for today? Which is all about owning your value, knowing your truth, your true worth to unlock your higher self in your business, right? That's what we're talking about today. So if you're watching this, if you love that, hit the share button. More people might see it. Someone might see it today that really needs to see this, that really needs a change, that really needs to see their value. And I would appreciate that so much. And if after you want to delete it, totally fine. But just during this live time, someone might see it who needs to see it. And you could be part of a big change in their life, which is really freaking cool, right? So now I want to talk to you guys about stepping into being that successful coach, okay? I'm seeing lots of comment. Awesome. You guys are so cool. Okay. So now I want to talk to you about stepping into being that successful coach. I say coach a lot. If you're a service-based business owner, this will work exactly the same for you. Actually, before I started getting coaching clients, I actually was doing a little bit of writing and I had social media clients, which is really cool because actually one of them reached out to me today. I think that she forgot about me and then just discovered me, and she's like, holy crap, it's so cool to see all the success that you've manifested, because when I met her I was nowhere near what I'm doing right now. So it's really funny how everything comes full circle. But so what I want to talk to you right now is step into being that successful version of yourself. Okay, so a lot of you guys know I'm an NLP practitioner. I'm also going to be doing NLP certifications in November, which I'm super excited about. This is my first time actually saying it out loud to the world. I haven't really announced it other than to a few people in my network and to my collective. So yes, I'm going to be doing NLP certifications, and I'm super excited about it, like over the moon excited. I can't wait. We already have like 6 women signed up to be there, and it's max 15. So it's gonna be so cool. But anyway, something that we learned in NLP, which is a huge game changer for you if you want to change your life, is the levels of the mind. Okay, so the levels of the mind, there's a whole bunch of different levels of how our mind works, how our behaviors work, how we make changes in our lives that stay permanent, okay? Most people, if they're trying to make a change in their life, they try and work from the lower levels of the mind, okay? So they say, oh, I want to get fit, so I'm gonna just start going to the gym in the morning. They're working from the lower levels of the mind, which is their behavior and their environment. It's a conscious change. They're like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm thinking about it. I put it in my calendar, forcing, because it's a behavioral or environmental shift, and that's a conscious thing. Your conscious mind only takes care of 0.004% of your actions, okay? Take that in, 0.004, not even 4%, 0.004, that's nothing. Your conscious mind, what you're actually thinking about, is only 0.004% of your actions, okay? Your subconscious mind does 99.006% of your habits and your actions every single day. So if you want to make a permanent change in your life, then you need to make sure that you're working with your subconscious mind in order to make that change. Same goes for your clients. If you want to help your clients make a permanent change, if you keep telling your clients over and over again, like, okay, you got to start making content, or you got to start selling, or you got to get your website or whatever. If you keep telling them and they're not making a change, it's because you're trying to get your clients to make a behavioral change when they need to make a change on the higher levels of their mind in their subconscious, okay? Because once it's dipped into your subconscious, now you're working with the 99.006% of the decisions that people make every day. Now you're working on a habitual level, and success comes from your habits. Success is not a force for one day and then give up. Success comes from your habits. You are the type of person who shows up and you're an inspiring leader. You are the type of person who's organized. You are the type of person who's on time. You are the type of person that goes to the gym. You are the type of person that drinks 3 liters of water every day. It's as natural and subconscious as like brushing your teeth, right? Just like you wouldn't wake up in the morning and not brush your teeth. There's certain people who wake up in the morning and they would not work on their business. They would not make a sale. They would not go under a certain level of income. They would not go to the gym, right? Because instead of trying to just force their behavior on the conscious level, they are moving up that layer of the mind to the identity level. When you've started to shift who you are on an identity level, or you can help your clients shift, if you're a coach, on the identity level, the change becomes permanent. It's part of their values. It's part of who they are to do that, okay? And so for you, if you want to see that change from, maybe right now you're someone who works in a 9-to-5, and when someone asks you what to do, you're like, oh, I just work in a 9-to-5, even though at the back of your mind, you really wish that you were a powerful coach with a huge empire. It's because you're not there on an identity level yet. It's because you're not there on a subconscious level yet. There's a number of ways that you can do this. Using NLP, using hypnotherapy helps you do it like that. Before I knew hypnotherapy and before I knew NLP, I did it through constant repetition, okay? I changed my identity through constant repetition, which included doing daily affirmations and daily journaling. And I had to commit, because it takes 21 days for your brain to form new neural pathways in order for your brain to really understand, oh, I'm not that old person anymore. I'm this new person now. And it becomes easy and effortless for me to make those changes that I need to make. So think about who you will be when you have everything that you want, okay? So if you're here right now, I'm willing to bet that you have kind of an idea of the kind of business, the coaching empire, the service-based business, the strategist business, the consultant business. I have a feeling you have an idea of what it is that you want, right? Maybe you want freedom to work whenever you want. Maybe you want freedom to be able to get on a plane and travel. Maybe you want the freedom to go to the most fancy place in your neighborhood and buy yourself a new Chanel bag. Whatever that is, what I want you to do right now, if you want, you can close your eyes and think about it. But what I want you to do is think about Who will I be when I have this? So if someone right now was to give you that, they were to give you that income that you wanted, they were to give you that dream life that you wanted, they were to give you the opportunity that you wanted. You looked at your Instagram following, you already had 30,000 followers. You looked at your email list and you already had like 10,000 people on there, whatever that is. If you already had that, okay, think about that right now. You already have that. You are that girl. It's you. How do you feel right now? Ask yourself that. How do I feel right now? Do I feel confident? Do I feel proud of myself? Do I feel really like incredible? Do I feel confident, right? This was the exact question that I asked myself when I was still working in a 9-to-5, but I really, really wanted to make a huge change in my life, okay? I was still working in my 9-to-5, but I knew I wanted to be the founder of an incredible platform like Yes Supply, right? And so I thought, okay, well, if I'm the founder of a platform like Yes Supply, what do I have? What do I have going for me? And so I thought just like what I gave to you right now. And so I thought like, well, I would be confident. I would speak before being spoken to, right? I would speak before being spoken to. I'd speak up in meetings. I would say what's on my mind. I'd be purpose driven. I wouldn't really be in my head so much. I wouldn't have negative self-talk. I would really be thinking about how can I change someone's life? How can I help someone? And so I wrote down what all those characteristics were. I wrote down how I would treat myself. I wrote down how I would talk. I wrote down how I would feel. And then I started to implement that into my everyday. Because I was doing it consciously, I had to do it through constant repetition. So I had to read a piece of paper every day that had all those notes, and I had to step into that person, and then I had to act from that place. So I had to force myself to put my hand up in meetings and say what was on my mind, even though it scared me. And I had to force myself to be a leader at my job, even though it scared the crap out of me. But because I stepped out of my comfort zone, I looked at that old job as an opportunity to learn. I became that person, and then it became effortless for me to do that in my full-time job. And so in my full-time business, when I launched my full-time business, right? And so what I want you to do is look at where you are now and look at how can I be that person that I know I need to be in order to be successful in this new thing right now. Okay, start to act from that place every single day, and you will see a huge change in your life. And I'm looking at the time right now, and I've already been talking for an hour. I feel like it just flew by. So what I want you to do is really focus on step into being that successful coach, step into being that successful business owner. If you know who that is, if you know what the characteristics are, you know what the traits are, I want you to write that in the comments. Let me know. Know that like energy attracts like. So if you're 100% committed to being that person, if you're 100% committed to being that change, if you're 100% committed to getting through your fear, guess what? You're going to attract those 100% committed opportunities, and you're going to attract those 100% committed clients that you're so excited to work with. Okay. So it's very important that you be the example of yourself that you want to be now, so that it becomes easier for you to be that person later. So give me some hearts if you agree with that. Give me some hearts if that sounds good. Okay. Because when you step into your power, especially if you are wanting to be a coach, Ashley, feeling proud, confident, useful, powerful, with love for my work and opportunity to serve. I love that. I freaking love that. You guys are so cool. It says 91 comments, but I can only see 5 of them. Cool. Yay! You guys are so cool. Chudney says, let me know if I'm saying that right, by the way. Confident, proud, excited about life, bold, grateful. You guys are so cool. Yes, you need to do this exercise. This exercise is legitimately life-changing because you change how you see yourself. Okay. So when you step into that person, right, you know what it's kind of like? It's like we're kind of looking for that role model, right? I remember I was looking for that role model, the type of person that I wish existed for me to look up to, until I realized, oh my gosh, I need to be that person. The reason why I'm not seeing that other coach that I resonate with is because I need to be that person. And I know that you need to be that person too, right? So step into that person, be that inspiration that you wish existed. And then the people who are looking for that type of person to exist are going to resonate with you, all right? So one quick thing that I want to talk about before I give you your homework, which I'm very excited to share this with you, is fear. Right? And I'm going to make it super simple for you, right? I want to talk to you about fear because you guys all have an incredible gift to share. You've been here with me. There's 91 comments on here. You guys all sharing your incredible gifts. By the way, please also share this to your Facebook pages. I would appreciate it so much. But like, you are here, you recognize your gifts, you recognize how you can change the world, you recognize how you can help people. So, but at the same time, you're feeling fear, right? You're thinking, well, what are people going to think when I start to show up in this way? What are people going to think if I do a live stream? What if I write a blog post and I make a spelling mistake? You have fear, right? Don't worry, I had it too. Everyone has it, right? But the thing is, you're just talking to people. It's just people, like, it's just other people. No one bites. If someone bites, we're online, we have a block button. There is no reason to fear. It's so funny because on one side of it, we're saying, I want to help people. I was the same way, don't worry. On one side, we're like, I really want to help people. And on the other side, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so afraid of people. And it doesn't make any sense at all. Like, we can just get inside our own head. So what I want you to realize is, if you're afraid of talking to people, like, don't let that stop you, because those are the same people that you're going to be helping. If you can just overcome that little bit of fear of talking to people, you're going to realize that those people that you're talking to are the ones that really need your help. And also, if you're running an online business, in your business, you need to make money, right? And as far as I know, the only other moving thing on this planet that you can receive money from is another human, right? And so we got to get comfortable with talking to people, and we need to expect the best case scenario. This was a big thing for me, guys. I don't have time to go into it today, but I had a lot of social anxiety. I had a lot of fear. Speaking in front of a group used to make me feel like all like hot flashes and craziness. And what I want you to really realize is that that's us just getting in our own head. And if you can just snap out of it, you realize, I'm going to go into this expecting the best case scenario. I'm going to go into this sharing whatever it is that I have to share, and maybe there's one person out there that needs to hear what I have to say, right? Maybe there's one person out there whose life can change from me sharing my story, or sharing my purpose, or sharing how I used essential oils to cure my allergies, or like whatever it is, right? And just think, maybe there's one person that needs to hear it. And believe me, if you just start small, you just focus on helping that one person, you're going to find that there's 2 people and 3 people and then 300 people and 3,000 people and then 30,000 people. Okay? That's how it started for me. I had so much fear. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to regret this if I don't do this. I'm going to regret this if I keep in my own way. I'm going to regret this if I let my fear stop me. And I was like, I'm going to do it for old me. I'm going to do it for 20-year-old Reese, who needed to hear someone who is inspiring, push her and tell her that she could do it, and tell her that it was going to be okay. I'm going to do it for that one person that needs to hear my message. And because I did it for that one person who needed to hear my message, now I've been able to inspire thousands. And I promise you that when you do that, the same is going to happen to you. And those people that you're afraid of, they're going to be the exact same people who end up working with you. I started working with clients before that I felt intimidated working with them, and then found out that they really needed my help, and they really needed my voice, and they really needed the change that only I could give them. And those people who intimidated me at the beginning, they were the ones who needed my help the most, okay? So don't be afraid, don't be intimidated, and just remember that the reason why you want to share is because you're meant to do it, okay? So I'm gonna do a little NLP technique on you. If you're not comfortable with it, just don't do it. But it's a really cool NLP technique to help you get motivated and see your vision for the future you're creating, okay? So what I want you to do is think about yourself in the most successful version of yourself, okay? Just think of who that woman is. That woman that we just described. She's confident, she's bold, she closes deals, she has the following, she does live streams, she speaks on stage. Think about who she is, okay? That's you. So think about who you are as that person, okay? And just close your eyes and think of that. And I'm sure you see a picture, right? And so what I want you to do is look at that picture, and looking at that picture, I want you to pretend that there's a little dial in it, and I just want you to see if you dial it up and you make it a little bit brighter, if that feels better, okay? And if it doesn't, then just leave it how it is. And then take that picture and see if you bring that picture a little bit closer to you, if it starts to feel a little bit better, Okay, if it doesn't, you can leave it where it is, but if it feels better, just bring it nice and close up to your face, that picture of you being successful, speaking on stage, being interviewed for podcasts, making the money that you desire, working with the clients that you know that you can really help and inspire and change their life. So I want you to make it brighter. And now I want you to see that picture in color. I want you to take that dial and just see if you can turn that picture up into color and if that feels better. Okay, just see if it feels better when you turn up the dial on the color. Okay, and if that feels good, I want you to see, is that picture moving or still? And turn that dial, and if you can make it moving and it feels better, if it feels more motivating, if it feels good, leave it there. And if it feels better still, just leave it there. Okay, so just play with those dials until that picture feels amazing. So it might be up close, it might be bright, and if you can, just take that picture and make it bigger. Okay, and ask yourself, does that feel better? Does it feel more motivating? Does it feel more exciting to me if I make it bigger? Or does it feel better in the initial way? So just move those dials until that picture feels super amazing. That picture of you just changing lives, inspiring people, helping them achieve their goals. And if that picture feels really good, ask yourself, do I see myself in that picture, or am I looking through my own eyes at that picture? Okay, and so what I want you to do now is, if you're in that picture, if you see yourself kind of walking around in that picture, I want you to step out of that picture. Okay, so you see yourself walking around that picture, you're looking through your own eyes, seeing yourself in that picture like a movie. And I want you to ask yourself if that picture looks really motivating. Okay, and if it feels super motivating and you can see yourself working towards becoming that version of yourself who's inspiring others and changing lives and making things really cool for yourself and traveling and having incredible experiences, if that feels really good to you, if that feels really motivating, what I want you to do is just lock that into place. Just lock that into place. Just see that picture of you just creating the life of your dreams and just lock that into place and know that it is coming to you. Okay? Feel good? Amazing. So just that picture is locked into place and you're about to kill it. So a little bit of homework for you guys. I thought I was only going to be here for 30 minutes and look at me now. It's not funny. So what I want you to do is I want you to affirm to yourself, write down these affirmations, and I want you to affirm them to yourself for the next 26 hours until I hang out with you guys tomorrow. Okay. So I want you to affirm to yourself, I am of high value. So write that down. I am of high value. My work is of high service. Okay, my work is of high service. I get paid well for the work that I do. I am worthy. I change lives. Okay, so write those down. And write down any other affirmations that feel good to you. I know a lot of you guys are into personal development, so you probably have a whole slew of affirmations. So write those down and repeat them to yourself as much as you can, especially when you first wake up in the morning and right before you go to bed, because that's when you are in the alpha state. That's when you are more connected to the collective consciousness. That's when whatever you send out is better received. And also you're more connected to your subconscious mind to make those major changes in your life. Okay, and the next piece of homework is I want you to discover what your value is. So we figured out, what is your value today? What is that change, that transformation that you're going to bring to the world? How are you going to change people's lives? How are you going to take them from a before that they're not happy with and bring them to an after that they are super happy with? Okay. I want you to really think about what that is. I want you to comment it below on this video. I want you to go through, and if you see anyone else in there who maybe is working on this, they want some feedback, some suggestions, leave it for them. I want you to feel really confident about the decision that you've made though, because chances are that first decision that you came up with, that came from your subconscious mind, and that is a sign of what you're meant to do. So just feel really good about your answer. Be there to help, be there to support other people. I am willing to bet that there's going to be a lot of really great connections and friendships made on this particular video. If you shared this, I super, super appreciate it. Thank you so much. So guys, like I said, I'm going to be doing a really cool bonus this week. So whoever is of the highest energy, whoever is showing up, leaving comments, participating, sharing, inviting other people, whoever is just like the most into it, showing up for yourself and your goals, you're going to be getting a one-on-one session with me. I'm going to announce who that is on Friday. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'm going to make sure that tomorrow I answer some of the questions from today. I'm going to answer a few of them right now, but I know you guys are obviously really busy and I have some things to do too. So I don't want it to stay too long in it, but to remember, your homework is do those affirmations, make up your own affirmations if you want, and discover what is your value and what is the transformation that you bring to the world, and comment on this video what it is. So great job, guys. 101 comments, and it's not letting me open up the comments. So I'm going to read some. So Diana Cyril says, wow, I feel this way all the time. Tracy Taka says, my mind is being blown. I already read that one. Ashley, oh, you're so inspiring. Totally need to stay. Thank you, Ashley. I love your pink hair. It's so pretty. What if you're natural out of multiple things? I talked about that. Relieving stress as a stress management coach. Hell yeah. People need that. Oh my God, I do so many things. Please help. I totally get that. Yes. Okay. You guys are so freaking awesome. And let's see if I see any questions. Okay.
I'll do that. Oh my God, I do so many things.
I can hear myself.
I totally get that. Yes.
Okay. So let's read the comments. So Na says, yes, is speaking to my soul. People know transformation and change. That's the underline of any business. You are so right. If you can solve a problem, you are good to go, honestly, if you can solve a problem that people have. Vanessa Renaud, one of my lovely clients, Women in the Collective. I'm helping women to commit to themselves before anything else and anyone else, to love herself more than she loves men, to meet herself before meeting others. That's so beautiful. And to heal deeply rooted wounds to blossom into their higher self. Oh my God, I got shivers. Clear standards, unapologetically knowing their worth. Freaking love it, Vanessa. You rock. I'm creating a program to empower girls in sports to stay in school. Hello. I help women reclaim their momentum for lost passions through faith in action. Oh my gosh, I should have talked about faith. Faith is so important. I had to have so much faith because I had to see the vision for all this stuff I was creating before I saw it in my physical world, right? I had to see it in my mind before I actually saw it appear. Chandler, I just started my blog. I'm sharing my journey on applying minimalism to your personal style. I actually love that. I try not to get too many things. I don't like a lot of like junk. And general space / lifestyle to decrease stress and unlock positive potential. It's called Liberated. Okay, I love that name. And honestly, when I don't have too much stuff and I can just have like a clear, clean space, I get more shit done. I feel so much better. It's super awesome. Maya, I help people with small Instagram followings identify, grow, and monetize their value. So cool. Oh my God, you guys are so supportive. Lakeisha says multi-passionates unite. Amazing. You guys are so cool. Nat Quali says, I help clients with social media and branding. I think my clients are moving towards change and having more time for other things in their life. I take away their stress by handling their branding. Beautiful. You guys are so freaking cool. Kelly, I help women live the life they dream of no matter where they are now or where they came from. I have a crystal / law of attraction based subscription box. What? That is so cool. I love crystals. I love law of attraction. So freaking cool. Subconscious is so deep and controls more than we realize. 100%. That's why I learned hypnotherapy and NLP, because that's like the key to just unlocking it and unlocking your full potential. Shauna Payne says, I help clients move away from fear, self-doubt, and a lack of confidence towards creating a life where they can have the freedom to work wherever they want and with whoever they want while making the income they desire. You guys are so inspiring. Oh my goodness. Okay, great. So this was so much fun, guys. I appreciate you so much. I love you so much. You are so capable of creating whatever it is that you have in your life. And now, if you watch through the video, if you're watching on the replay, you know that isn't just me rah-rahing saying like you can do whatever you want, but it's actually a scientific thing. The energy that you're resonating with right now, the fact that you have that desire to create a solution to a problem, The reason is because someone else's energy somewhere else is saying, I need the solution to this problem. And we're all connected. We're all one. We're all connected to a collective consciousness. And so when you have a desire, when you see a vision or a dream or something that you want to create, it's directly correlated to someone else or a group of people who need the answer. And you were the one who was selected to create that answer. So I love you guys so much. I super appreciate all the shares. Honestly, it means the world to me because I really want to get this in front of more people, and this is going to be a huge help. And you guys are super cool. If you have more questions, leave them. I'm going to be going through all the questions and comments later, and I'm going to make sure that I answer them all tonight. Do your homework. Show up tomorrow. Do your homework. Where I did my NLP training, they call it home play, which makes it sound kind of better than homework, but do it. Start putting yourself out there once you figure out what your value is. And I am so proud of you guys for showing up for yourselves, for your future, and for the vision you have for your life. So have an amazing evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Remember to only take yes for an answer and to show up live so that you might win the bonus one-on-one session with me. Have a great night, guys. Mwah. Bye. Oh my God, so funny. I actually don't even know how to. Oh, there it is. I'm like, I don't know how to end this live video. Ha, so funny. Okay, bye.